A very warm good afternoon to everybody. I know I am starting my talk is after the lunch, and I have two challenges. First, to ensure nobody falls asleep after a heavy lunch, and second, to ensure that everybody is excited about the talk. I joined the district about 5 months back, correctly a day before the Independence Day. And before that, about for 3 years, I was working with UNDP under a poverty alleviation program in the northern half of the country. So within this 5 months, the social agenda has been very high on the agenda of the government, number one. Nevertheless, having the social agenda of health, education, and welfare measures of all the weaker sections and the underprivileged, the agenda of the government is also very high on the digital side. Be it making e-panchayats like a one-stop shop to have all the entitlements and whatever certificates are there at the Gram Panchayat level. And B, to have digital education in all of our schools. Also, the focus is very high on health as such. And giving a house, a 2-bedroom house, to every person who doesn't have a house or who is living in any rented accommodation. Having said that, I would now, from the broader canvas, I will just come to a smaller canvas of the district where I am the collector. In fact, the agenda of helping the underprivileged has been very high from the last 5 months or so. If I can count some 4 or 5 initiatives which the district has taken very proactively, and I'm sure you all will also appreciate it, is number one, the district has taken an initiative to give some kind of support to the orphans and HIV orphans in particular. So the district has gone ahead for a residential accommodation, tying up education and health services for all the HIV orphans and the other orphans. The district also went in the last 3 months to have an overall need assessment for all the differently abled in the district and has made up a roadmap in which the district ensures to give every aid and appellants to every differently abled person in the coming 2 to 3 months. Further, as far as the women empowerment is concerned, the focus of the district has been very high on the livelihood aspect of the SHGs to ensure that their income increases and more investment is made on education and the infrastructure of the house. The district also has taken on a very high, agenda, providing individual household latrines to every household in the rural area as well as in the urban area. In fact, you will be very happy to know that in Nizamabad, from the last almost 4 months, there will be 78 Gram Panchayats and totally about, let us say, some 23 to 40,000 IHHLs, which will be completed in another 10 days. And in these 78 Gram Panchayats, very biggest convergence programs will be taking place. I would like to share it with you. That is, the district is also ensuring 100% and this antenatal registration at 12 weeks. 100% high-risk identification of all the pregnant women so that a proper birth planning can be done, where the mother will actually deliver the child in case if it is a very high-risk pregnancy. Similarly, ensuring that every pregnant woman takes the supplementary nutrition which is available at the Anganwadi Center, which was again initiated by our Honorable Chief Minister, in which every pregnant woman gets one meal which is sufficient for her calorie intake during the entire day, which social agenda which the district is taking. Other than, of course, the infrastructure, the irrigation perspective, the Rega.
So there are a lot of opportunities. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న సోషల్ ఆంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్స్ అందరూ మీరు ఇప్పుడే whoever you are joining us, so it's very fantastic for you to join. So madam was explaining the various opportunities మన అందరికీ 5 రంగాల్లో వివిధ రంగాల్లో ఉన్నాయి. సో మీరు ఆ 5 రంగాలు మీరు క్షుణ్ణంగా ఆలోచించి మీ ఏ విధంగా సొల్యూషన్స్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్కి ఇవ్వగలరో మీరు కాకతీయ శాండ్ బాక్స్ ద్వారా Raju was mentioning that they've been in discussion with you for the last 6 weeks and you've been extremely very progressive in your talks, and he was very happy to have come across a very progressive officer like you. Thank you very much. ఇప్పుడు స్టీవర్డ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది సాయిల్ దీంట్లో మన వివిధ రంగాల నుంచి ఉన్న సక్సెస్ఫుల్ ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్స్ మన దగ్గర ఉన్నారు. మీడియా అండ్ ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ రంగంలో దిల్రాజు గారు, బ్రిక్ అండ్ మోటార్ బిజినెస్ పాల వ్యాపారంలో మన బాలరాజ్ గౌడ్ గారు, సర్వీసెస్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ సర్వీసెస్లో ఒక అతిపెద్ద సంస్థగా ఏర్పరిచిన అడిక్వేర్ సంస్థ పవన్. సో మొట్టమొదటి క్వశ్చన్, ఎందుకంటే దిల్రాజు గారు హ్యాస్ టు లీవ్ at 3 o'clock, సో ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ఆస్క్ ద ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. దిల్రాజు గారు ఏ ఆంటర్‌ప్రెన్యూర్ అయినా కానీ ఎప్పుడన్నా కానీ తన జీవితంలో ఏ విధంగా ఏ కష్టాలు సుఖాలు అన్నింటినీ అనుభవిస్తున్నారు. మీ స్టోరీ క్లుప్తంగా ఒక 3 నిమిషాలు మాకు సినిమా చూపించగలరా ప్లీజ్? షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ 3 నిమిషాల్లో.
Good afternoon everyone. So Nizamabad ki my village is 8 kilometers far. 80s వరకు మా village నుండి 85 my brothers and me shifted to Hyderabad. So agriculture family చూసి మాకు we went Hyderabad, we started the automobile business. మా ఆటోమొబైల్ బిజినెస్ ఏదైతే సికింద్రాబాద్ స్ట్రీట్లో, సో ఇది మాకు క్లారిటీగా వినిపిస్తుంది. సో సికింద్రాబాద్లో మా ఆటోమొబైల్ షాప్ ఉన్న ఏరియాలో ఫిలిం డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఆఫీసెస్ ఉండేవి. అలా సినిమాకి నేను పర్సనల్గా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను. ఐ డోంట్ నో యాక్చువల్ సినిమా అనేది. I started as a 94-95 I went for film distribution. అక్కడే ఇందాక మీరు వేసిన క్వశ్చన్ ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్లోనే ఇది రాంగ్ స్టెప్ వేసి ఐ సఫర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 2-3 years. అప్పటి వరకు హైదరాబాద్ వెళ్ళి సంపాదించిందంతా ఇస్ అ బిగినింగ్ 2 years ఇస్ ఎ లాసెస్. అగైన్ 97 అగైన్ ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ అబ్జర్వ్, అంటే ఆడియన్స్కి ఎలాంటి మూవీ కావాలి, ఎలాంటి మూవీస్ లైక్ చేస్తున్నారని ఐ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి అగైన్ ఐ రీస్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈజ్ ఎ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ దొరికింది. 97 December 25th ఈజ్ వన్ మూవీ ఈజ్ పెళ్లి పందిరి అని. సో ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇంకా నేను కంటిన్యూగా హౌ టు ఆడియన్స్ లైక్ చేస్తున్న మూవీస్ అన్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తూ బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తూ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఐ టర్న్ అప్ ఇన్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్ ఇస్ 2002. సో దాని తర్వాత కంటిన్యూ ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తూ 2009 వరకు 100% సక్సెస్. ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసిన 7-8 ఫిలిమ్స్ కంటిన్యూగా సక్సెస్ అయ్యి యూనో ఇన్ తెలుగు ఫిలిం ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఆఫ్టర్ రామానాయుడు గారి తర్వాత సో అంత నేమ్ నాకు రావడము, మా బ్యానర్కి రావడము. సో ఇస్ లక్కీలీ నేను తెలంగాణ వాడిని అయినందుకు సో ఓల్ తెలంగాణకి, బికాస్ ఓల్ ఫిలిం ఇండస్ట్రీ అనేది ఫ్రమ్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఇస్ కృష్ణా, గుంటూరు, ఈస్ట్ వెస్ట్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్స్ నుంచి ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారు. సో లక్కీగా నేను ఆ ఫీల్డ్లోకి వెళ్ళడము, ఇండస్ట్రీ హైదరాబాద్లో ఉండడము, నేను సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా అవ్వడము. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ గుడ్. దెన్ 2010 అగైన్ నాకు డౌన్ఫాల్ వచ్చింది. ఆఫ్టర్ గ్రేట్ సక్సెస్ చూసిన తర్వాత డౌన్ఫాల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఐ సఫర్ అగైన్ 1 year. సో ఆ టైంలోనే ఐ స్టాప్ ద ప్రొడక్షన్. సో అగైన్ ఐ రీస్టార్ట్ సౌండ్ టు వై అంటే ఆడియన్స్లో చేంజ్ వచ్చిందని అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి అగైన్ ఐ స్టార్ట్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ ఫిల్మ్ ఫ్రమ్ బృందావనం. సో లక్కీలీ మనం ఉన్న ప్లేస్ పేరు మై మూవీ టైటిల్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లోగో ఇస్ దేర్. సో అగైన్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బృందావనం, కంటిన్యూ మల్టీ స్టార్ మూవీస్ వరకు చేస్తూ వచ్చాం. దట్ టైమ్ ఐ కేమ్ ఎవ్రీ దసరాకి మేము మా విలేజ్కి వస్తున్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ అగ్రికల్చర్ ల్యాండ్స్ అన్ని తీసేసి మేము టోటల్ షిఫ్టెడ్ హైదరాబాద్. దసరా విజయదశమికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఐ థాట్ నాకు మా బ్రదర్కు వచ్చిన ఐడియాని షేర్ చేసుకొని విల్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. హైదరాబాద్ వెళ్ళిపోయాము, సక్సెస్ అయ్యాము, ఓకే వీఆర్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ మన లైఫ్స్లో, విల్ గివ్ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ విలేజ్ అని బ్యాక్ వచ్చి వీఆర్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ 2009 నుంచి మా విలేజ్కి సంబంధించిన అన్నీ చేస్తూ రీసెంట్లీ 4 years బ్యాక్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ తిరుమలలో ఉన్నట్టు వెంకటేశ్వర స్వామి టెంపుల్ని చేశాము. సో నాట్ అంటే టెంపుల్ అంటే అందరూ ఏదో దేవుడి పైన అందరికి భక్తి ఉండాలని లేదు, దేవుడిని అందరికి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలని లేదు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ టెంపుల్. టెంపుల్ని ఒకటి పెట్టుకొని దాని ద్వారా విల్ డూ సంథింగ్ ఫర్ సోషల్ సర్వీసెస్ అని వీఆర్ స్టార్టెడ్ ట్రీస్ ప్లాంటేషన్ అండ్ మినరల్ వాటర్ అండ్ మై విలేజ్లో స్కూల్ది కానీ. సో రీసెంట్లీ రాజురెడ్డి గారితో కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసి వాళ్ళు అండ్ మురళి గారు వాళ్ళ కోఆపరేషన్తో వీఆర్ స్టార్టింగ్ వాళ్ళు బాగేపల్లిలో చేసినట్టు వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు మా విలేజ్లో చేయాలని. సో ఈరోజు ఇస్ వరల్డ్ అనేది ఈజ్ ఎ గ్లోబల్. ఒకప్పుడు ఇస్ 80sలో చూస్తే మన కమ్యూనికేషనే లేదు. 90sకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఫోన్స్ ద్వారా కమ్యూనికేషన్ వచ్చింది. ఈరోజు వరల్డ్ వైడ్గా ఎక్కడో కూర్చొని మన స్కైప్లో పక్కన కూర్చొని మాట్లాడుకునే టెక్నాలజీస్ మనకు వచ్చేసాయి. సో మనీ రాజారెడ్డి గారు అండ్ దేశ్ముఖ్ ఫౌండేషన్ ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ నిజామాబాద్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ సంబంధించిన వాళ్ళందరినీ ఒక షెల్టర్ కిందకి తీసుకొచ్చి ఆల్ బిజినెస్ పీపుల్ అండ్ ఎవరీవన్. సో దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఎ గ్రేట్ రాజారెడ్డి గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. సో ఈరోజు వరల్డ్ వైడ్గా ఉన్న అందరినీ, సో ఎక్కడి నుంచైనా మనం సోషల్ సర్వీస్ చేయాలని కూడా మనమే పార్టిసిపేషన్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో ఎవ్రీ వన్ ఎక్కడి నుంచైనా చేయడానికి అవకాశం ఉంది. ఇందాక స్టూడెంట్స్ నన్ను కలిసినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కూడా చెప్తున్నారు ఎక్కడెక్కడో ఇండియాలో వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడెక్కడో జాబ్స్ చేస్తూ దే కేమ్ హియర్. సో ఎవ్రీ వన్ ఈజ్ ఎ థింకింగ్ టుడే ఫర్ సోషల్, మన రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ అని ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు. దట్స్ ఫర్ మన విలేజ్, మన డిస్ట్రిక్ట్, మన స్టేట్, మన ఇండియా విల్ డూ ఫర్ దిస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ దిల్రాజ్ గారు. చాలా ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్ షార్ట్ ఫిలిం. నేను లంచ్ ముందు దిల్రాజ్ గారితో మాట్లాడుతున్నాను. ఫస్ట్ టైం ఐ మెట్ హిమ్ వాజ్ మై హోమ్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ వారి షష్టిపూర్తప్పుడు వెన్ హీ వాజ్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంటల్ ఇన్ మేకింగ్ దేర్ షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్. సో ఆ షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్ ఎంత అద్భుతంగా ఉందో, ఆయన జీవితం కూడా అంత అద్భుతంగా మనకు చక్కగా మనం చెప్పగలం. వీ కుడ్ విజువలైజ్ హౌ హీ వెంట్ త్రూ ఫ్రమ్ నిజామాబాద్ టు హైదరాబాద్, బికమ్ ద డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ కింగ్, దెన్ మేడ్ ది మూవీస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. నా మనకు ఫుల్ ఫ్యాట్తో మిల్క్ పాలు దొరుకుతుంది, హాఫ్ ఫ్యాట్తో పాలు దొరుకుతుంది, స్కిమ్ మిల్క్ దొరుకుతుంది. మనం రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాం బాలరాజ్ గారిని స్కిమ్ మిల్క్ వర్జన్గా ఆయన జీవితం ఎలా he started his career as a door-to-door milk vendor and now he is running one of the largest milk producing companies in state of Telangana. We are very proud Balraj garu. మీ యొక్క
Good afternoon everyone, and definitely it is difficult after lunch to manage the crowd. We are happy to see you all. I am a native of Kamarati, which is in Nizamabad district. I studied because I wanted to introduce because my introduction is a little different. I studied in intermediate BPC, BA Rural Industrialization, MA Geography, and started a business which is milk. Because my studies are not at all connected to my business which I am into. And really, I wasted my 25 years of time in the education. I really hasn't learned anything. I really started learning any wisdom. It is only after stopping my education in the university. So that's how I failed in third and I failed in intermediate, but I am successful in my business. With my friends who studied dairy technology in Kamarati, we started this organization in 1986. We registered. It took 3 years to come into the execution. 1990-91 we started this with 1,000 liters. And that time we have given advertisement for door delivery in Hyderabad, Himayatnagar area. So those days delivery boys used to take 75 rupees for delivery from Vijaya Dairy Milk agents. They started demanding 400 rupees from us, which we can't just think about paying 400 rupees. Then what to do? So I started delivering milk on scooter every day for 7 to 8 months, with which we could able to bring them down for 100 rupees. So one way my different subjects, my failure in education has made me to take any challenge in the failures. And we have suffered a lot for 5 to 7 years. There were SFC when they used to come with a lock to lock the factory when we are not in a position to pay installments. So it was a terrible experience, but only thing is what I can say is we never thought of giving up. We took everything as a challenge, and today we are handling around 8 lakh liters in 5 states and 1,000 crore turnover. I definitely feel proud. Yes, we have come from an agriculture background. We learned winning, losing. Today, at this point of time, since last 2-3 years, I am more focusing on we have established. When I speak, I tell about myself that I have 2 children, daughter and son. They are now almost closing their education. But after 25 years of our married life, we have registered this My Village Model Village Foundation. After that, we started telling that we have 3 children. This foundation is a 3rd child for us. And I am sure that whether we don't know whether our 2 children are going to stay with us or not, we are going to stay with them or not. But this child, we will be staying with this till our death. And that is in Kamareddy. To make it a model, we are working since 1.5 years in Kamareddy, in government schools. For few time we worked with the municipality in sanitation. And we have even recently, since last 2 years, we are following up to make our Kamareddy bus stand as a model bus stand. We have given proposals to the APSRTC, TSRTC, that time APSRTC. And now we are enjoying now with working with, last time when I was in DD, Hubli, I met Raju Reddy and we had discussions. Later we are continuously in dialogue. We thought of why don't we have this in Nizamabad. I am thankful to Raju Reddy that he made it true, that he has created this. And we are working with Vande Mataram Foundation and Nirman and any other. We are not expert in any activity, but our commitment is that we will make this Kamareddy by 2020 as a model town. That's our commitment. And this foundation works on 4P model, that is public-private people participation. We added 1P, that is people. Unless people are participated, it is very difficult to sustain it. And people talk about CSR, but we are now talking about PSR, which is a personal social responsibility. I have moved to Hyderabad to earn money, establish in business, doing 5-year plans and profits. Now I am planning to move back to the Kamareddy to create 5-year plan to spend money whatever I earn. So I will be happy to see that if I can spend money by creating models, the 5-year plan, having my experience. And thank you for giving this opportunity, Murali.
Balraj, thanks. A fantastic story and a fantastic contribution to the society. I think you're building a mini sandbox yourself in Kamareddy. So Pavan, coming to you, you built one of the largest GRC markets and you are the largest GRC player. So for mere mortals like us, can you please walk us through your journey and tell us what GRC is all about and what the entrepreneurs can learn a leaf or two from your journey?
Hi everybody, good afternoon. I am currently a businessman who runs 3 or 4 businesses. 3 leader in Indian GRC, governance and compliance. That's a company we inherited as an acquisition in 2009, and since then we've taken the company global, and the first stop where we entered outside India is Australia, where we've been receiving excellent success over the last 9 months, inspiring us to head next to Europe and from there to US. A little bit about the story. The story always has the positive very highly educated. All my relatives, everybody are tier 1 engineers, doctors, and they, the great achievers in themselves. I was one among them who was lowly educated, the only guy who did not probably go to those tier 1, tier 2 institutions in school or college. But I was a backward kid from my tateya, my grandfather. So he, after retiring, started a sub-broker office, stock exchange sub-broker office. And I was, I think, in 8th grade or 9th grade back then. And I grew this, curiosity towards businesses, businessmen, and which businesses are built for future. And I think that's where the initial thing has started. After engineering, I started my own infrastructure company, ran it for 6-7 months. But for some reason or the other, the family wanted me to kind of venture out into US, and that's where I ended up starting my other company. It so happened a few guys who started up a company in Virginia have inspired me to join them. And the time was 2000. I was happily employed in Atlanta in a nice software giant. But then they inspired me to come and join them. And the situation grew into 2001 where the early jerks kind of froze them, right? And the business, they would not have it in them was to continue the business. I think that's what made me, change the way I look at it, right? So I started my business out of that very low moment as to, businesses are not about a good market or a freezing market or a great market. It's about what you need to do. So that's how ventured out, started Adaequare in 2001. Had to struggle its way, working my job in the daytime and then, means doing the other thing in the evening, and all the startup story which is fairly same. But I think we grew excellent to go into a market situation in 2008 or 9 when we were facing again the slowdown in US market. That I think helped me relook a little bit about where I am from and what it is about. Made me come back to India. We acquired a Mumbai-based company, 23-year-old company called Udyog Software, built by great people, done great things, 10,000, 20,000 customers, GRC sales, corporate compliances. But the thing now is about creating these new. So we have this incubation center where within the company, if somebody comes out with the idea, spinning off products. So right now we spinned off 3 great products, Exceller, Taxiller. That's the story. Being an inventor myself and letting other people bud in the company.
Every entrepreneur goes through troughs and crests in his life, and so is true in the personal life as well. Ma'am, being from an administrative services, you might have seen a lot of stories. A lot of people would come to you and say, please help us in some fashion or the other. How would you relate from a social entrepreneurship angle, or in general, a person who is in the crest or who is in the trough to get back to the crest? What would be your take on life's principle of how to pick it back up and buckle your shoes and go for the marathon run?
See, I will say it in a very simple language in which I believe, and most of you may not believe in that. I take life very simple. I just see this is a goal, this is the aim, rest becomes totally immaterial. And as you see ups and downs, definitely you do get bogged down by something you wish to do, you cannot do. Knowing well that you can do, but still you cannot do. But then it is all at the scale of 10. Whether every day you cannot have 10 on 10. So some days you will have 10 on 10 achievements, some days you may have 0 on 10. But overall, I just believe the service in which I am, whenever I leave that service, or in the sense I leave that post and I get transferred, I should not look back with the guilt that I could have done little more and I did not do. So that is the entire crux. That every day I count if I have added something additional or not.
That is a suggestion Desh gave me yesterday when only just move forward. So I think you and Desh have the same principle. So great to hear that. So Dilraj, I know you are running against the clock. So Mimmalni question in 2010 lo you said you had almost lost everything, you were given up. In every entrepreneur journey, a mentor and what who gives you that assurance. But figure. So who is that person in your life, and how did that help for you to pick back up and say, let's do it?
Yeah, everyone knows he's a Trivikram famous as a writer and director. Failure ఉన్నప్పుడు given చిన్న అంటే న్యాచురల్గా ఇలా యాక్సెస్ అయినప్పుడు ఆ బొమ్మరిల్లు అవన్నీ మూవీస్కి ఈజ్ ఏ గ్రేట్ అప్లాజ్ వచ్చింది. అంత అద్భుతమైన సినిమాలు తీసిన నువ్వు ఎందుకో ఫాల్ అయిందంటే బాల్ కింద పడింది, సో మళ్ళీ లేస్తావు. సో గివెన్ ఏ స్మాల్ కొటేషన్. సో అదే ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ తీసుకొని అగైన్ అయ్యి మోరల్గా నాలో నేను ఎనర్జీ తెచ్చుకునే స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాను.
Thank you very much. I mean, so ball కింద కూడా కంపల్సరీ పైకి లేవాలి కాబట్టి. So entrepreneurs never give up hope. Hope is what keeps us all alive. Go do what you believe in. Keep that goal alive. So Balraj, what is one incident in your life which you feel that, or you felt, now I have to give up, this is the end of the road for you? You say you have to give up, and that is it. That was end. Me Shubham Singh Sinmalo. Have you ever come across that?
The thing is, I'll tell you that even though that has come many times, but when I started this business with my friends, when my father came to know that I was asked to leave the house because I was not allowed to stay. That time he used to take 10,000 as a loan for his agricultural operations. When he came to know that this is 28 lakhs investment loan given by SFC, he was worried about, and then somehow he was having some doubts about my own behavior. Then he has asked me to leave the house, and for 2-3 years I was out of the house. Even then, whenever I go to house, then if he came to know, it was a problem for my mother. That has made me, many times we struggled, I told you, like sleepless nights for 6-7 years. But that my father's one statement that leaving home, that I'll prove myself that I'll be successful. That's why I never, even though it has come in my mind, but to prove myself that I am successful, I never give up. That's the only thing which made me to success.
I promised Dilraj garu that he will be excused by 3 o'clock, so I have to keep my promise. Dilraj garu, it's wonderful that you joined us. We really enjoyed the little time which we spent. Guys, we will open up the questions for the other 3 panelists once Dilraj garu leaves. I want to continue another 5 minutes of session with the Q&A with the public. So Pavan, I'm just handing over the mic to you, and I'll see Dilraj garu off and come.
So it happens every day, isn't it? You know, we are constantly posed with challenges, and the kind of genes we are, if the challenges are no more around, you will try to find problems to solve. So that's part and parcel about our life. Did it happen any time that I've seen bottom? I think gladly the business I am in, it's a business which you develop over years, and you see it, see the ups and downs, definitely yes, but not in a situation where you are completely down morally or something. So you give yourself enough freedom to try again, even if you are falling down.
So audience, now any questions you want to ask panelists, think, time for 2 questions. So I don't know who are the 2 lucky audience. Please.
Good afternoon, panel speakers. Myself, I'm a student. I'm a final year of engineering student from Nizamabad. My question is to DC ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. As I'm a final year student of engineering, I have a few ideas of having some startups in Nizamabad. So, like, how can I get some incubation kind of thing, or else any kind of things for startups in Nizamabad? Like, not only me, there are many other students who are interested in this kind of stuff. So, what is the suggestion, like, for people who wanted to start their own company in Nizamabad, what are the benefits we can be getting into the? Like, I want to ask you, make you clear that what are the benefits if we start something in Nizamabad, what we can expect from government of Nizamabad?
So you mean to say as an entrepreneur? See, as a set part of the policy, there are a lot of incentives which the government gives to an entrepreneur, depending upon the kind of the scale of the entrepreneurship the unit is, like land, water, electricity, tax SOPs. So that are with the kind of the unit which one is proposing. And all the clearances under the TSI pass you get within 15 days, which is not only a scheme of the government, but it is an act. How I am very confidently telling you, because my husband happens to be Commissioner Industries and I keep listening from him. So that is how I can really answer your question. So these are the SOPs which are available. Already land has been identified in a lot of pockets in Nizamabad, which are ready to, we can give it to any entrepreneur which comes through the government. And then the incentive list is there. And the entire clearance, let us say today you want to install an industry, within the 15 days you will get clearances.
మీకు తెలుసో తెలీదు, తెలంగాణ is the only government in entire India, it has in the legislation that 15 days లోపల మనకు లైసెన్స్ రాకపోతే it is deemed as given, and for the days in which the officers don't give the license, they are penalized 1,000 rupees a day. So there's one of the fantastic things the government of Telangana has done.
In fact, in our Nizamabad, we had 74 such, applications, and all 74 applications we cleared it within less than 15 days.
Fantastic, congratulations. Governor Reddy garu mere question adagalantunnanu.
Sir, my question to Balraj Goud here. You said you are not gained anything from education, but I think education has given you some confidence to be a businessman. That's what I believe, sir. Out of my 30 years of experience teaching, I tell you, it has given you some confidence to do anything successfully. I mean,
I don't say that it hasn't given me anything, but the work which I started working, there is no relevance to the study which I studied in my education role, and that has made me to understand the different, because I haven't studied only one. It is every area I have separated from BPC to BA, BA to geography, then LLB. Like this, see, a general manager need to know all the functional activities. Like that, in my during education itself, I learned those, but not relevant to the subject which I dealt. Unfortunately, even today, our education system is mostly on theory based, not on the practical based. So, which definitely we need to look at, but I never say that education hasn't given me anything. It has given me, but only thing is I was told that it is not relevant to the work which I did. Even after that, I did marketing without doing MBA. I did milk procurement, dealing with farmers, without studying any dairy technology. I did HR without doing any MBA HR also. So today I am handling NGO without getting into MSW or BSW also. So I learned everything in the Open University, that is my life experience.
I think Balraj got a comment, I think in the morning, Shruti, I think she was saying, there's a difference between studying and learning. I think you learned a lot by doing your own entrepreneurship and you studied something different. So hats off to all the entrepreneurs. As I said in my opening remarks, Raju, Yashwant, Uncle, and of course Naveen and the entire Deshpande team, thank you very much for making me part of your sandbox experiment and success stories. I'm absolutely thrilled to be in Nizamabad. Janini Janma Bhumitsa Swarkaradapi Gariyasi. The love for the mother and the motherland is absolutely paramount than the love for anything else. And I think the Kakatiya Sandbox has proved to all of us today by bringing all of us here. Hats off to the entire Kakatiya Sandbox.